Howdy, Connection Group leaders. Happy Thursday. I am sitting in the parking lot of the community center. My wife just went in to go vote. I refused to vote early because I'm a traditionalist. I maybe I'm a little bit twisted. Like I think election day is lots of fun. I like standing in lines. It's fun to talk to people, the whole 9 yards. My wife would much rather find the smallest crowd and get in and get out as quick as possible. But nonetheless, she's here voting. I thought this was a pretty good setting for this week's lesson, though, or lesson video. Really, for this reason alone, as you well know, Election Day is Tuesday. As Pastor Eric said last Sunday, thank God, we're ready for election season to be over. Elections absolutely do matter. Who is in charge of not only our country, but our local jurisdictions. All of those things matter greatly. But at the end of the day, we as believers, we've always got to remember who's really in charge, right? The Lord is our highest allegiance. We bow to Him and no other, and we place our lives in His care. That all being said, He has appointed over us leaders at various levels and authorities, and sometimes we like those leaders and sometimes we don't, right? Sometimes they're great leaders and sometimes they're not. Here's why I bring this up. Right out the gate of this week's lesson from 2 Kings chapter 5, we see this young lady who has been taken captive by a man and put into really slavery. It's servanthood, but it's not like she volunteered for this job, right? So that's one of the things we would call that is slavery. This particular man, his name is Naaman. He's a mighty warrior, we're told, and he has leprosy. Now, you would think if you were a slave of that man and you were captured from your nation, taken from your family, put in another place, and you didn't necessarily like that nation and your current situation, you would be pretty anxious for that guy to disappear, right? And leprosy is going to get that job done. But amazingly, we see this young lady make the statement to her mistress, the lady that she works for, this man's husband, hey, why doesn't my master go to Israel and speak to one of their prophets? Because the God in Israel can heal him. Notice, God of Israel can heal him, not change his mind, not change his heart, although he can do all those things too. I would just love to see my master healed. That's an incredible heart. Is it not? I mean, think about those circles. This is mind-blowing. Now, let's be honest. In our elected officials, in any given day, is our hope and prayer for them truly like, God, would you just bless that person? Again, not just the ones that we like all of them. Lord, would you bless our leaders? And that is, I think, important for us to be doing. If you look at Jeremiah chapter 29, verse 7, it says, seek the welfare of your city and the welfare of those who lead them. Pray to the God who's the one who brings the welfare. So yes, absolutely. That's why we go vote. It's an opportunity that's been afforded us. We have to have an opportunity to have a hand in the process. But are we genuinely praying for the blessing of our leaders? The other thing I think is just to Naaman gets set up. Okay, yeah, I'm going to go to Israel. I'm going to go talk to a prophet. I'm going to get healed. And he takes the equivalent of roughly $3 million worth of silver and gold and clothing with him. He's taken a bunch of money to solve the issue. Money's not the issue here. Again, with the election process, do we not think to ourselves, every time, if we just divert our resources in this direction, this could fix this part of our country, this could fix this part of the country. And yes, that's part of the process. But at the end of the day, who's really in charge? Who do we need to be crying out to for change in our country? The Lord of the entire universe. Well, that's what Naaman discovers. He gets healed. Lives are changed in pretty dramatic ways. But I just can't get over, man, this little girl's faith and her kindness towards someone that she could have easily and understandably been nothing but furious and honestly hoped for his demise, and she didn't. And so as you go to the polls on Tuesday, or if you've already done so, sure, cheer for the people you want to win. I get that completely. Again, don't hear me say that this election doesn't matter. It absolutely does. But let's all commit as believers to genuinely pray for and seek the welfare of those who God has appointed over us. Because it does. It matters. And at the end of the day, it's not our resources, it's not our votes, it's not any of those things that are going to change our country, and maybe even more importantly, our city. That's ultimately what affects us, right? It's going to be the Lord. So while you're standing in line at the polls, and it may be a long time, I'll be there with you on Tuesday. Let's pray and ask God to bless our city and all those who are over us, and for all that to trickle down onto those who are a part of our community. Guys, I love y'all. Can't wait to see you on Sunday. It's going to be a great weekend. We'll talk to you later.